Well, hello everyone. This is KP the Math G, and I'm so delighted to be doing this video for you. And I'm delighted that you are viewing this video. I appreciate you very much. Well, let's see. We're looking at this is actually part D of the 2000 free response question 4. Anytime you see me put FR together, that would be free response question whatever. So just kind of keep that in mind. I've been looking through several. I think I went up to 2010 last night, and I found quite a few problems that are similar to this. Well, not quite a few, but I found some. You'd be surprised how similar these problems are over the years. And I want to say there's a 2008 question, maybe. I got to look that up again to make sure it's 2008, where you get one just like this. It's amazing how similar these problems are and how much, well, maybe a little bit of overlap you have over this span of time. I haven't looked further than than 2010, but my oh my, I've just been kind of examining. I've got several of these videos waiting in the wings for your benefit for later, but we want to look at this one for right now. And I have to abbreviate what they're saying on the paper because it's just too much. I would be way down here and wouldn't have any room to. I'd have to flip my board over and look back and forth and see where I'm at all the time. Water is pumped into a tank. Now this is into a tank. This is at a rate of 8 gallons per minute. Keep in mind that any time that you take an interval from A to B and you're dealing with rate, alright, dx or delta x, whatever, or dt, in this case dt, you're going to get amount. Alright, you're going to get amount of water, okay? So that's kind of what you want to consider, that when you take that antiderivative of, the definite integral of rate, you're going to get amount. Alright, and in this case, this is amount of water. Alright, so just kind of keep that in mind. Alright, is the amount of water maximum? Now, when you are finding a maximum or minimum, you take the derivative of that. Well, let's look at the total amount. This is the total amount. Now, this is from a previous video, but if you look over here, you're already at 30 gallons. So A at T, we'll just say it's A at T. I think they talk about it being A at T is 30 plus the interval from, let's see, I want to say this is from 0 to 120. Yeah, I think we have 0 to 120, and then we have 8, and actually if you want to, you can say 8 minus, well, let's see, well, I guess if you want to do any time t, you could put t up here. 8 minus, and then this tank leaks, by the way, at a rate of t plus 1, the square root of that, gallons per minute. So we want to take that off. We're going to use that subtraction sign to take this off. Water's coming in, water's going out, leaking. Alright, but when we want to get the totality of this right here, we're going to have to say, well, that is, well, actually we can just say the square root of t plus 1 right there, and dt. Now that would be a at t. So what we're wanting is the maximum, so that means that we want to find a prime at t, well, which really is 0, plus, now remember, when you take the derivative, of all of this right here, the primest derivative of this, it's just this. Right, really, okay, the square root of t plus 1. Alright, now what you want is, if you have a maximum, your horizontal line is at m is equal to 0. You want this slope. This is a rate or slope of a tangent line to the curve, whatever that curve is. Okay? Alright, so we're saying then that this a prime at t is equal to 0. Alright, so all you're saying is that this right here is, once you get this total amount, you already started off with 30 gallons, just to make it clear. This is the amount going in, this is the rate that it's going in, and this is the rate that it's leaking. So when you take the antiderivative, you have the total amount of water that's in the tank. Okay? Now, when you take the antiderivative of this, you're just left with this part right here. So really, let's kind of fix this up a little bit. We may have to flip our board over. But at this point now, a prime at t is equal to 0, which, by the way, well, this is a prime at t. So 8 minus the square root of t plus 1 is equal to 0. That's what you're doing. Alright, when you're looking for a maximum or a minimum, you want that, you're going to take that derivative. If you already know what the amount is, you take the derivative of that amount. Now that rate is equal to 0. Okay? Okay, now we got to figure out what the value of t is. We got to solve for t. Alright, and I believe we can do that. Let's flip the board over. I don't know if I'll erase the other side or not, but anyway, 8 minus, I already have it written down. That was from yesterday. Okay, well, let me erase this, so bear with me just for a moment and I will get this all done. Okay, I had meant to erase both sides of the board, but needless to say, I only got one side done. Alright, and so this is, yeah, I'll leave this part up there. Okay, alright, so a prime at t, which is, we already just said that, a prime at t is equal to 8 minus the square root of t plus 1. So if we set a at t, a prime at t equals 0, we got 8 is equal to 8 minus square root t plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, that's what we're wanting there. Alright, now let's do this. Let's move this to the other side, if we will. I don't like negatives. I don't think you do either. So we're just going to move this whole thing to one side. So this is 0 here. So we have the square root of t plus 1 equals 8. And this is pretty simple to do now, isn't it? If we square this both sides, that just leaves us with t plus 1 is equal to 64. If we subtract 1 to both sides, we get t is equal equal to 63. Alright? And so t is 63. In some cases we call that a critical number. We want to find out, well, alright, on the number line we are going from, remember t is between 0 and 120. We're looking at that interval. So 63 is a little bit more than halfway. Alright. 120 there. Alright. I think there's another problem where you don't you don't have a definite ending number here. You just go on out. Okay, greater than 63. So you want to check this out. If in other words, we know that if this is okay, this rate, all right, is increasing. All right, we want it. If this is a max, then to the left of 63, we're going to be increasing, and to the right of 63, we're going to be decreasing because this is a max right here. All right, this is a max. Well, let's test it out and see if that is true. Whether this is this true that we have this plus, and from 63 to 120 this is negative. Let's go to the problem itself. Okay. All right. Bear with me, everyone. All right. So we just said that. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and say it this way: 8 minus the square root of t plus 1, and we're saying that was equal to 0. So let's see. If we pick a number between 0 and 63, let's see if this is this positive or negative or what. Okay, let's see if it is. We want to know, is this greater than 0 from 0 to 63? Well, I want this to be, say, 49. So if t equals 48, you can pick any number you want, but I'm just going to fix it where it will be a number that comes out. So t, alright, 48 plus 1 is 49. So the square root of 49 is 7. So 8 minus 7 rather, is equal to 1, and 1 is positive, right? So sure, it is. All right. So and we can also check to see if it's less than 0. All right. To the right of 63. Well, let's see. Let's pick a number. So this would be, say, 81. Say 80. All right. So 8 minus the square root of 80 plus 1. Okay, so the square root of 81 is 9. So 8 minus 9 is negative 1. And of course, anything else we put in here is also going to be negative. So, alright. So then, here is our conclusion here. I don't think that just having this up here is going to suffice. Alright, you're going to need to say a little bit more. Alright, so what we're saying here is a prime at t, alright, is greater than 0 on the interval. Alright, on the interval 0, t is between 0 and 63. I don't know, let's see, yeah, they put this on the open interval here. You could say open interval 0 to 63 on that open interval. Either way that you want to say that is fine. And a prime at t is less than 0. It's negative. on the interval. Alright, on the interval. Well, we're wanting to say 63. 63 is less than t. T is between 63 and 120. And so because of that, we have a maximum. Therefore, we have a maximum. I'm just going to abbreviate that at t equals 63. If this had been the other way around, it wouldn't be a max, would it? Alright, so after 63 minutes, this thing's going to max out. Alright, the amount of water that's in there is going to max out after 63 minutes, okay, or at 63. Alright, and that's because we already knew how much the rate the water was coming in and the rate the water was going out. And you will have problems that are similar to this, believe me. I don't know how many of them there are, but I know at least 2 now. And that's just looking at only a few years. Alright, well anyway, just want you to be aware of the type of problems that you could get on this test. And that's why I'm doing these videos, is so you can get an idea of what you can expect on these tests here. And the question was, once again, let's just look at it again. At what time is the amount of water a maximum? Again, you can go to Google too. You can Google this and you can type in something like AP Calculus AB 2000, or you can start out saying this is year 2000, yeah, 2000 AP Calculus AB questions, something like that, and you will get questions. And as a matter of fact, you can even get the responses or the answers to those questions as well. And you can check this out to see that what I'm doing is indeed correct. And I do want to be correct about this, but you have to take everything in consideration here. When you see the word maximum, derivative, you're looking for a derivative, okay? So that is what you're wanting to do here. Alright, well, I did this video primarily for you, and also because it's a good time. My wife is asleep, so that gives me a time to do a little something while she's sleeping. Because when she's awake, we're both doing something else. So anyway, I do appreciate you. If you will, if you haven't subscribed, you may subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to make this a like, if you like what you saw here, hit that like button. If you didn't like what you saw, you can still hit the unlike button. I did not like this, but make a comment and tell me what you didn't like about it and everything. So, or tell me what I could have done better, because I want you to be at your best and I want to be at my best. But I have to be at my best so you can be at your best. So anyway, I appreciate you very much. This is KP the Math G signing off. Have a great day.